Greetings, my fellow free sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful realms of planet Earth. Today's date is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. This is episode 1939. Reverend Jesse Jackson dies at 84. Before I proceed, you can find me on multiple social media sites and podcast channels. Just type in Lucky Luck number 3, Lucky Luck Roman number 3 with 3 eyes, or the Lucky Luck Roman number 3 podcast. Furthermore, if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, and all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. Hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me. If you want to donate, go to PayPal.me or Cash app /Lucky Luck number 3. Well, at least I had one person a friend with told me on my podcast I gotta slow down a little bit when I speak. And I boldly admit that I laugh because I have done it multiple times when I do my reviews. I'm like, good grief, I get too excited now and then. But that's all well and good. I just have to tone it down a little bit. I get a little bit passionate, but no intent whatsoever. I had other people say the same thing. But thereafter, I appreciate everyone that does listen to the shows, give them their thumbs up, give the reviews, and hit the likes if you can, just to get those algorithms going. But that was one of the things. And another one I have to say is I love it when I have people try to have this conceited statements and assume that I don't understand. I just find it comical, and I don't get mad about that. They did me a favor. Because one, they represent themselves as being toxic, because the world should revolve around them, or believe they have exclusive privileges, you can say. And they can't even handle their own affairs. And that's why folks like that, I don't put them in my life, because they're unmerited. Like, we all have our strides, our obstacles, and we learn from our errors. We try to prove ourselves, grow up a little bit. And there's folks around my demographics at times didn't achieve. Those habitual complainers. They want to blame everyone but not themselves. Don't want to take responsibility for their actions. Even a person like myself, I do take that and accept my mistakes and always improve my life, which I've been very thankful. And never liked anyone try to intervene. There's a distraction in good faith. Try to give me advice, and they can't even take care of themselves. To me, it's invalid. But always got to be good to each other is essential. And that one person told me, actually sent me stuff on the Epstein files. I should check it out. And I thank you, Sage. All right, so keep on listening. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. And stay focused, all right? Try to stay away from the dark side of humanity. A lot of negativity out there. They all want us to live in fear. So remain vigilant, like everyone else everyone that listens to the show and beyond. But yeah. So I found out Jesse Jackson passed, and I'm gonna be reading an article here. Came from Healthline, which is I find this very interesting. It's fact checked, by the way. It's a reference to Parkinson's disease. It says here, Reverend Jesse Jackson dies at 84 after Parkinson's misdiagnosis changed to PSP. This is written by Jace Peebles. Fact checked by Jill Feldy Shulman, PhD. Okay, well, he's no quack then. All right. This is what the rundown is here. Reverend Jesse Jackson has died at 84 after living through progressive supranuclear palsy, or PSP, a rare neurological disorder. PSP is often initially diagnosed as Parkinson's disease because of the conditions share earlier symptoms. Unlike Parkinson's, PSP typically progresses more rapidly and affects eye movement and balance during early stages. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, a civil rights icon, two-time U.S. presidential candidate, the founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, has died at the age of 84, according to the Associated Press, which cited a statement from his family. It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of civil rights leader and founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, the Honorable Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. He died peacefully on Tuesday morning, surrounded by his family. The statement read. His unwavering commitment to justice, equality, and human rights helped shape a global movement for freedom and dignity. A tireless change agent, he elevated the voices of the voiceless from his presidential campaigns in the 1980s to mobilizing millions to register to vote, leaving an indelible mark on history. Jackson disclosed in 2017 that he'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. However, doctors determined in April 2025 that he had progressive supranuclear palsy, or PSP, a rare progressive neurological disorder that's frequently mistaken for Parkinson's during early stages of the disease. It is unclear whether his death is directly related to the condition. However, according to a family statement following his hospitalization in November and quoted by Today, Jackson was battling several infections consistent with progression of his PSP diagnosis. Jackson's experience is increasing awareness of PSP, including why it can be difficult to diagnose and how its symptoms differ from Parkinson's disease. Reverend Jackson's openness about his diagnosis brings national visibility to a condition that urgently needs greater public awareness, earlier detection, improved treatment options, and ultimately a cure. Christophe Diaz, PhD, CEO of Cure PSP, said in a statement last year. What is progressive supranuclear palsy, PSP? PSP is a rare neurodegenerative disorder that affects areas of the brain involved in movement, balance, eye control, speech, and thinking. The condition gradually worsens over time and is most often diagnosed in people in their 60s or 70s. Common symptoms of PSP may include fatigue, stiff neck, general muscle stiffness, sensitivity to bright lights, blurry vision or trouble focusing the eyes, irritability or mood shifts, impaired judgment, difficulty moving eyes, especially looking up or down, difficulty keeping balance, repeated falls, often falling backward, involuntary shaking of limbs, hands, or feet, tremors, slow down or awkward movements. What causes PSP? PSP is associated with the buildup of a misfolded form of a protein called tau, or TAU, in certain brain cells. Tau, or the tau, well, I think it's tau, if I'm correct. If I've mispronounced it, forgive me, folks. Usually helps support the internal structure of nerve cells. In PSP, however, misfolded tau accumulates and damages these cells, particularly in regions of the brain that control movement, balance, and eye coordination. Researchers don't yet fully understand why this protein buildup occurs. Most cases appear to develop sporadically, meaning they are not inherited. Although rare genetic variations have been identified in some people with PSP, the condition is generally not considered hereditary. Known lifestyle or environmental factors have been definitely linked to PSP. There is also no known cure. Current treatment focuses on managing symptoms, supporting mobility and communication, and improving quality of life. How PSP differs from Parkinson's disease. Although PSP and Parkinson's disease share some earlier similarities, they are distinct conditions with different patterns of progression and response to treatment. Because both conditions can cause stiffness, slow movement, and balance problems. Distinguishing between them can be a challenging in the early stages. As additional features develop, doctors may reassess the diagnosis. One of the key differences involves balance. People with Parkinson's often develop balance problems gradually. In PSP, however, balance issues, particularly sudden unexplained backward falls, often appear early in the course of the disease. Eye movement problems are another hallmark of PSP. Many people with PSP have difficulty moving their eyes up or down, which can affect reading, walking downstairs, or maintaining visual focus. This type of eye movement limitation is not typically an early feature of Parkinson's disease. Tremor is also more common in Parkinson's than in PSP, while stiffness and slow movement can occur in both conditions. Tremors are less frequently seen in people with PSP. Treatment responses can differ as well. Parkinson's disease often respond to medications such as levodopa, which helps replenish dopamine in the brain. In contrast, people with PSP typically experience little or only short-lived improvement from these medications. Finally, PSP generally progresses more rapidly than Parkinson's disease, while Parkinson's can unfold over many years. PSP often leads to more significant mobility and communication challenges within a shorter time frame. PSP treatment and outlook. There is currently no cure for progressive supranuclear palsy. Care focuses on easing symptoms, maintaining safety, and supporting quality of life as the condition progresses. Some medications used for Parkinson's disease may offer limited short-term improvement in movement symptoms, although their benefit in PSP is often modest. In addition, targeted treatments can address specific challenges. For example, specialized glasses, such as prism lenses, may help compensate for eye movement difficulties. And in some cases, injections such as Botox may be used to reduce muscle stiffness or spasms. Rehabilitation therapies can also play an important role. Physical therapy can help address balance and mobility concerns. Occupational therapy may assist with adapting daily activities, and speech therapy can support communication and swallowing. Because PSP affects multiple areas of function, care often involves a team-based approach tailored to each person's symptoms and needs. Researchers continue to study the role of the tau protein in hopes of developing treatments that could slow disease progression. Wow. And I'll make this very clear. I have a great amount of reservations on Reverend Jesse Jackson's political actions. However, I never wish anyone ill will, including him. It's very disheartening. He's been suffering for all these years. I never beat anyone when they're down. And hopefully many of my listeners do the same. Regardless what you think of him, don't wish these people ill. Because I'll say this in good faith. If you support that, you'll be cursing yourself in due time. Trust me on that. It's the energies within yourselves. If you hold grudges towards anyone or show pure animosity and wish they do something happens to them negatively, you'll get gray real quick. And anyone that's been suffering from PSP, I hope and pray they get improvements. And always focus on your health the best you can, folks. Especially when you go up in age. It's a real shame what happened to Mr. Jackson. Like I said before, there's a lot of areas I'm not too keen with. on his political rhetoric, but his health is essential, just like every single one of you out there. So please take care of yourselves, learn from this, and share this with others. May his soul be forever free, and my sympathies go out to his family members, regardless of what their views are. May his soul be forever free once again. Well, that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. Hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me. If you're going to donate, go to paypal.me or cash.app/local3. If you want to subscribe or support Healthline, that'd be pretty cool. And observe responsibly. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love. May your guardian spirits be with you.